Hello, and welcome to the Real Therapy People, Therapy Army. Where are you? Where are you, Therapy Army? Let's be having you, Therapy Army. How are we doing? Big up, Julie, my Julie. Big up, my Julie in the comments. Yeah, man, Therapy Army is here. Big up, man, like Ramadan Lassie. Big up, yeah, you know what? Big up, Yandere. Big up the early people, man, who coming in here. We got a special guest tonight, people. We got my brother. The legend that is Bits and Bobs. Yes, brother. How you doing, bro?
Yeah. So what? It's your boy, Bits and Bobs. Nuruddin, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Uncle Nuruddin, I'm fine, It's a good day, Tonight is the eve that England get knocked out of the Euros. So, yeah.
Tell us more. Carry on. I'm not gonna stop you. Get you in your flow. Feel yourself, brother.
Do you know what? Yeah, I just think, Nuruddin.
First of all, have we spoken since the game?
We haven't.
Right. So come on, talk to me.
Do you know what?
We won the moral victory.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, people are saying, "Oh, it was 0-0," but before it, all the YouTubers were saying, all the media, the social media were saying, we're going to get battered. It's going to be 3-4s. Harry Kane will come alive. Grealish was meant to come up and split us like Moses did the sea. I was tweeting that. I was tweeting recklessly. I put a disclaimer out and said, the next 90 minutes, I'm going to tweet reckless. But do you know what I saw? I saw a young kid called Billy Gilmore basically show all these English players how to ball. Composure, calmness, played the easy ball. Basic. Luredin, how many times have we said football such a basic, easy game? And Harry Kane, he's still missing. I saw the milk cartons. There's milk cartons in Scotland. Harry Kane's missing. If you find them, hand them back to Ole Gunnar Southgate. I think for us Scottish people, Northern, I'm not going to lie to you, it's just basically to say shut up. When you're talking about Scotland now, don't underestimate us.
Mm-hmm.
We know how good our team is. We know we're not going to win the competition. As I said to you, we're happy to be there. Happy to fulfill the fixtures and compete and give our all. We're never going to win it. Of course we know that. However, every international tournament, we see the Gascoigne goal. We also see the Southgate penalty miss, but they never really show that one. But we see all the time, England are going to do this, England do that. And do you know what? The facts are that if you lose tomorrow, you're out, mate. It's good night Vienna.
Actually, you know what? It's not, because we've won one, we've drawn 4 points, gets you through, bro. Third best.
Czech Republic have already won the game, haven't they?
Say that again?
Czech Republic have won a game.
Yeah, so if you win, it depends on the goal difference, isn't it? It depends on the goal. You see what I mean? He comes on here. Let me just have, but you've had yours. He comes on here, picking up his chest, saying it loud, and not even scored a goal. You can't buy a goal, bro. Forget about Kane missing. You can't buy a goal. Trust me, a goal is like a treasure chase, mate. Treasure chase. That's what that is. It's like this gold treasure chase that the whole of Scotland as a nation are chasing. And anyway, what have I got to say to Nicola Sturgeon? Banning people from Greater Manchester coming up for a little walk in Scotland. She's having a laugh, mate. She's getting giddy as well. She's getting giddy. You're all getting giddy, so all calm down. There's no Gilmore tomorrow. There's no Billy Gilmore tomorrow. And there's no Mason Man, but he made sure he took out 2 England players, though, didn't he? He made sure.
It's not a Scottish thing to do.
On his way out of the tournament, he's like, yo, you're coming with me, Mason Mount, Chidwell. So it's going to be interesting. But anyway, can we first please go to this comment right tonight? The whole of world football is absolutely over the moon. So there we go here with Khalis Ramadan Lassie. Big up to Therapy Army. Big up to every one of you guys in here. Please smash the like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're on a journey to 5,000, man. Forget 3,000. We are ambitious on this channel. We are a community. So please like, subscribe, and smash that like nobody's business. Like it's one of the Glazers. Just smash the button. Smash the like button like it's one of the Glazers, man. He's just sitting across one of the Glazers. Anyway, here we go. He says, big up Therapy Army. So happy for Denmark. Talk to me. What a goal by Christensen. What a goal, man. Talk to me. They had to win tonight. The whole nation, full stadium. First of all, Bits and Bobs, isn't it fantastic to see atmosphere back in stadiums? The Hungary game, the Danish games have been absolutely refreshing. Some
100%.
sort of normality. The atmosphere has been fantastic. But tell me what.
Wait, breaking news: England qualify for round of 16.
Yeah, man.
How's that?
Just the way that the calculations worked out for tonight's games. Look at his face. Listen, forget about England for a minute. How happy are you for the nation of Denmark after what happened to them after the trauma, bro?
Yeah, look, do you know football can be a beautiful thing, you know? It can bring, do you know the thing about football? Football's like food. Brings so many people to the table, you know, and it's also a beautiful thing to see the happiness, the joy from such, you know, sad scenario. And you know, that's football, isn't it? You know, like you could cry, and then the next week or the next game you could be laughed at. And you know what? Look, it's such a great story for the Danes. You know, literally, do you know what? That's their tournament. You know, it doesn't matter what happens now. You know, they qualified. A few players have chucked in with some goals. You know, Christensen, boy, Champions League medal still. The Champions League triumph is still, you know, up there. He's doing his best, but listen, Nordin, for them to go from what UEFA, as we say in Scotland, they got shagged by UEFA. They got shafted. That's what we say. It's a good story. It's a great story. It's the best story so far. And I'll tell you what, it'd be brilliant if we could see Eriksen, you know, not play, but just, you know, about the place. Can you imagine
the reception?
Yeah.
Could you imagine a reception?
And you know, like, the thing about international football is that domestic rivalries aside, you know, domestic rivalries go aside, and it's like we're all supporting the one country. And man, there's a party in Denmark tonight, 100%. Can you imagine the party? Can you imagine the beer flowing? Boy, it'll be a Red Sea,
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying to you. And you know the thing about it is that they've won this. Denmark are winners. They're winners of this competition. 92, I'll never forget it, bro. Never forget it. Jensen, they did it for them. Yeah, listen, Lambs, come on, Lambs, jump on, sis. I've just sent you the link. Jump on, come on, share the excitement. Share the excitement, sis. Come on, jump on. Yes, sis, coming in there with a big up, sis. You know what? It's lovely. One thing I gotta say about meeting in people in the YouTube game, man. It's just been everybody I've met so far has been beautiful, and Lamb's just there. Big up bits and bobs, Nuruddin. What a performance from Denmark. Christian's banger, full stadium. Listen, sis, I've just sent you the link on Twitter. Please jump on and talk to us. Share the excitement. Another Chelsea player putting on another man of the match performances for his country. Billy Gilmore did it the other night, silenced us all, put us all in silence. Tonight, Christensen, another Champions League with a Chelsea player, absolutely coming out, murdering, putting a job on Russia, and absolutely scoring an absolute banger. One will be remembered. And the thing about it, what makes that goal special is that the fans have been there to share it. The fans have been there to share it. The fans have been. I've never been more embarrassed to support Russia. 140 million, yet we can't get 11 people to play football. Bro, it's about funding though, bro. Listen, it's about developing the game in grassroots, bro. Listen, all you have to do, honestly, no word of a lie, all Russia have to do is to get hold of people like Klinsmann, the people who transformed the German game, pay them enough money, get them to get to the clubs in Russia, throughout Russia, and get the people playing. Get the youngsters playing, man. Coach them the right way. Get them about flair. Trust me. TBK. Trust me. Russia's time. You know, in the 80s, Russians were getting to finals. You know, back in the day when it was the USSR. Strong. We had all these players from all these nations coming together to pick. I mean, can you imagine picking a team? The former Soviet Union, you know, the Soviet Union. Yeah. Picking a team from all these, like Bulgaria, all these other countries that were part of it.
It's mental.
Yeah, absolute mental, bro. So keep the faith, bro. Keep the faith. Mods, if you're in here, get these muppets out here, man. Please get these mamas. Yeah, Umar, you're on it. Yeah, Umar, big up Umar Chowdhury, man. Big up. Yeah, here we go. Timothy Timothy, look, Mr. Structure, UK will never win a major trophy in your lifetime. Somalia will win it at Falcon before. UK wins the Euro.
Somalia tried, man. They tried, you know.
Yo, the other night we gave a good performance, man. Big up, man.
They tried, but you know they don't have the facilities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big up, man. We gave an absolute performance the other night. Here we go. Joined by the lovely sister here. It's our Rachel. You all right?
Hi everyone. I'm alright. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're just talking about bits and bobs. He's giving it with his chest, and Scotland can't even buy a goal, and he's there burying England, telling us that Kane's missing and it's on a carton. There's cartons all over.
I can't believe Sky Sports News is giving it the big one, saying England qualify for round of 16. What an absolute disgrace of a nation.
Breaking news, Michael. He didn't realise that England already qualified because of the way the group games went tonight. And he come on here and you're out, you're going out tomorrow. And I'm like, we've qualified. And he didn't believe me. He had to check his phone and see on Twitter. But Rachel, welcome to the stream. How are you feeling? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
Good. Did you watch the Denmark game?
I did. That was a really nice goal from Poulsen. Really nice goal, the first one. I really enjoyed it. It was a good game. I'm glad Denmark went through. I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, everybody. That's what I'm saying. Is there anybody other than Russia and Finland that's begrudging them? There's only 2 nations tonight in the world that are begrudging. And you know what? To be fair, even those 2 nations, majority of fans in those nations are like, big up, giving it to them.
Listen, it was Finland's first time, right?
Yeah, it was Finland. They've not. Yeah.
Listen, Glenn Kamara, big up to him. But Finland's first time in Dave, football's evolving in countries like these. You know, to be able to go to an international tournament, to compete, you know, and you know, can you imagine obviously the way they're feeling of witnessing what happened to Ericsson, you know, but yeah, no, listen, they're in a tough group. Hey Lambs, what's up? They're in a tough group.
Hey Lambs.
And you know, Finland haven't impressed anyone.
Oh my God! What a goddamn what a performance from Denmark! Like, do you know what? I was expecting them to win, but maybe by like 1 or 2 goals. Like, I was expecting like a 2-1 result, something like that. But wow! And to put that performance in the ground where that incident happened as well, like, and our boy Christensen scoring an absolute banger. I was just like, I've never seen you score a goal like that for Chelsea. In fact, I've never seen you score a goal for Chelsea. So, you know, now that I know he can hit them like this, wow. I've been so impressed by the performances of our Chelsea boys in the Euros, these competitions. I mean, a big shout out to Billy Gilmore for Scotland. Absolutely silenced Declan Rice. Declan who? 19 what? 80 what? Get out of here. This kid barely gets any minutes, and I'm always singing his praises, and people call me mad and crazy, and they're like, oh, he ain't got experience, whatever, send him out and let him listen. When I see talent, I see talent. I will never forget him just sending Fabinho back to Brazil. I'll never forget that. That was a Liverpool that won the title that year, by the way. Even though they rotated that squad a little bit, there was still some big name players on that field, and Billy Gilmore, absolutely fearless, bossed that midfield. And you notice how fearless he is on his debuts. He always seems to be getting his man of the match. Once again, another amazing performance for him as well. And it's going to be such a sad miss for that Scotland team, obviously, given his condition. That's obviously a really huge loss. But, you know, they still have Kieran Tierney. They still have a decent enough midfield with, you know, McGinn and them in there. Maybe put Scott McTominay back in the midfield, stop playing him as a centre-back. I'm not too sure. Maybe that will help. I don't know. Play players in their actual position. But I still have high hopes for Scotland. This Croatia team isn't very good. If they come with that same passion that they did against England in their home ground in front of their fans, I've got no doubt that they can dig in and get that result, and hopefully enough for them to qualify. You know, I'm rooting for Scotland. But Christensen today, and also another Chelsea boy I want to shout out is man like Kai Havertz, because he put in a brilliant performance for Germany against Portugal.
My
goodness.
Yo,
I rate him. He's a really good player.
Look
Bro,
at this.
they're allowed to.
Euros, Lambs.
Yo, Lambs, they're allowed to. Listen, Chelsea boys doing on fire in this tournament. This tournament is just
Apart
Chelsea.
from Werner.
Trust me, Rachel, come on.
They're ruining it, yeah. Especially since your boy Bruno went missing in that game, yeah. Now is not.
Bruno just does Bruno things. Well, we know this, right? We know this now. Like, you know, we don't need to talk about.
Listen.
Bruno does Bruno things.
Yeah. Bruno,
On the plus side, he was not the worst player on the pitch. At the end of the day, he did put that through ball to Jota, which Ronaldo finished, I think, as well. So
yeah, he made a few good passes, to be fair.
The worst player on the pitch, I think, for Portugal has got to be Ruben Diaz. Wow.
Bro.
Wow.
Listen, I have a theory about Ruben Diaz. I've been saying, that I think I don't think he's going to do as well next season, because it's a trend with Chelsea City centre backs, where after their first season, people tend to find out their weaknesses, and then they just all of a sudden just stop playing. Like Laporte, John Stones, they've had this recently in the last few years. So you never know. People just might expose their weaknesses. It's very difficult to expose those weaknesses regularly when City keep the ball so well. But when you put him in a team where they do actually give up possession quite a bit, you see Ruben Diaz. There's a few weaknesses that are being exposed. But you never know. We'll see how he goes next season.
Anyway, come on, the Czech Republic.
I
love that.
You know what, Bobs? I think we all know what a fraud Southgate is. Like we know what a fraud he is. Like he's going to play himself just by the lineup, just by the formation. We just know it already. Like we already saw it in the Scotland game. It was almost like Scotland kind of saw it from England against Croatia, and fair enough, maybe Croatia weren't so up for it, which is probably why Scotland might be up for their last game against Croatia. But seeing what England were doing, seeing how they set up, this is why Scotland were thinking, we can actually get something from this, because this guy is a fraud. And you could see the best chances in that game fell to Scotland. I mean, Shea Adams and I think Linton Dykes as well had a great chance. I think there was one chance that was actually cleared off the line by Reece James as well.
Dykes. QPR Dykes.
Otherwise, that probably would have been 1-0 to Scotland, to be honest. So I know people are not really like crediting him because he wasn't like bombing forward and putting in them crosses that Reece James is known to do. But that's due to Southgate's system. So you can't.
Kieran Tierney had him on toast. That's why.
Do you know what? I do want to.
He's a good player, Tierney.
I do want to big up Kieran Tierney, because I swear to God, if this guy could just get his fitness right, what a defender he can be, what a player he could be, because he offers so much defensively and he offers a lot in an attacking position, bombing up on the wings, going forward, whipping in them crosses. Do you know what I mean? Like when he is fit, you can see how important he was, and you can see how missed he was in this game compared to the first game against the Czech Republic. Yeah.
Listen, big up Samuli Hoppanen. Finish. He said, "I'm finished, and I'm happy for Denmark finish above Finland." That's just so. That's the beauty of football, people. That's why we love football, because football is a community. When there's a tragedy and a trauma comes, football comes together, and we will give the love and the victory to other teams that have gone through stuff. And that's what football is about. It's that human empathy, that compassion, that beautiful. Like I said, tonight is going on. People, smash a like on the video, smash a like for Lambs coming out, just destroying, taking over for Rachel.
Guys, sorry.
For bits and bobs, smash a like for yourselves, people. But honestly, big up people in Finland. Second, I think Luke said, second time they've ever qualified. Or the second time they've ever qualified for a major tournament, I think. Or I could be wrong, could be their first. And you know what? They didn't let themselves down, man. They gave everything. Even being part of a game like that, where they're going to be traumatized as well, they still give. So both credit goes to the Danish players, to the Finnish players, because they were involved in some of the most extraordinary scenes I've ever seen on a football pitch. You know what I mean? So big them up. But bringing it up to you, Rachel. Tomorrow night, obviously, England. We know what Bits and Bobs is feeling like. You know what I mean? Bits and Bobs have already said, he's already come out with his chest and telling us where to be, where to go. But what kind of, in terms of looking ahead to the England game, what do you what type of
out here like, hey,
that.
picking up Suchek, Kufa, and Schick, all them man right there, literally.
England to lose 3-0. I'm calling it.
Qualified, yeah, but I tell you this. Sorry, Nerd, to cut you off. If Czech Republic beat you, oh my goodness, I will be. Listen, like I made a video of like people saying we were going to get battered. It's the arrogance. You know, it's the same old story of England. You've got individual players, but as a team, you're just not cutting it. That's it. Nurdin, what did I say to you? The preview I done with you and Saeed, I said, the most easiest solution is always the last one that he came to. You know, he saw what happened in that Scotland game and he thought, fucking hell, I need someone who can hold on the ball and dribble. So he brings on Grealish. But we were ready for him. You know, he's not a good tactician. We all know that. And we all know that the semi-final that you guys got into was because you got the easiest route. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
However,
100.
yes, you're a big nation, but I think you're only a big nation by media. You know? I mean, in the domestic English league, in the top 10 players in the Premier League, how many English players make that top 10 list? Besides Harry Kane.
Yeah, that's
Grealish probably goes in there.
Yeah,
But Grealish can't even start.
I know, it's mental. It's mental.
Yo, we got a Russian brother here, TVK. I'm happy for Denmark. I just feel as though we gave them that game. The chances we had, it should have been 2-0 in the first half. But that's what happens when you don't take your chances. Football, I always say it. Football is about when you're on top, maximizing that when you're on top, that dominance, maximizing it and getting the goals. Because the other team will switch and they will get into the game and stand up. But TVK, I'm telling you now, what you need to do, bro, is go back. The whole Russian nation needs to go back to the drawing board in terms of player development. And instead of buying loads of foreign players, you can, but developing. Because you know what, Russian people, when they put their mind to, we all know about the Russian gymnasts. We all know about the Russian athletes. You know, regardless what the people in the West say. The people in the West are always saying, yo, what's going on? So,
Steven, I know. Listen, O'Donnell, can you imagine? I couldn't believe it, mate. I couldn't believe it. But Newton, do you know the thing about Russia though? Like, they had what year was it when they had the big boy up front?
Yeah.
What was his name? It just wasn't there.
I'm gonna ignore it. Go on, bits and bobs. Go on.
I'm just saying. You know, Russia. They have a few. They've normally had a good few players, but you know, it just wasn't their tournament. That's just the way it is. You know, like it just happens, unfortunately. You know.
I mean, here, see, man like Grealish got handled by Motherwell's right back. Right.
I'm telling you, it's facts. And he tried to dive to get a free kick. Listen, I'm telling you right now, yeah. Listen, your manager, Southgate, I'm telling you right now, has not got a Scooby-Doo. I'm telling you right now, has not got a Scooby-Doo because you look at an England team. Why are you playing against Scotland? With all due respect to our Scots, why are you playing two holding midfielders? Why have you got Reece James playing right back? He should be playing right wing back. We all know, like, listen. Anyway, it's funny for me. Long as
Anyway, why should I care? Why am I? It's just funny for me. But Rachel, I go to you. What do you think tomorrow? Come on, talk to me. What do you think? What do you think Southgate needs to change?
His job description.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yo, did you see when he said that? Yo, when Southgate said that, I thought, was it crack or was it heroin? When he was like, Sancho doesn't have that much experience. I was like, just say you don't like the guy. Just say you don't like him.
He's trolling. Like, he's literally trolling the entire nation, and I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie.
Jack Grealish, he hates Jadon Sancho. I don't know what has happened, but something has happened.
It doesn't even make sense because he's playing Foden. So.
You probably will. Yeah. Rachel, I don't know if you remember. I don't know. Lambs, I know you're around my age, but Southgate as a defender was quite a boring guy. I wouldn't say he was no nonsense, but he was very bland. And I think he's using that for his players. He doesn't like any panache, any flair, any style. I mean, I think he thinks Mount's probably The limit, because he plays Sterling. Don't know why.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Rachel, you say he likes Foden. Yeah, he likes Foden. But wait, hold on. Where's Foden been playing for Manchester City all season?
Exactly.
No, I agree. He's playing him poorly, to be fair.
And where is Southgate playing him? When he's making substitutions, where has Rashford been playing for Manchester United all season? And where is he playing him?
I hear that.
Stupid, dumb decisions like this that make us think like this is why it's never coming home with this fraud. What Bits and Bob said, he's a fraud with this clown in charge. How can you? Because he doesn't know how to use this amazing squad of players. He does not know how to use them. It's literally like watching a Lampard all over again. I think he's probably worse than Lampard, to be honest. So.
Do you know what Southgate was doing? Right? I did a little thread on it on Twitter, and it was basically, it was like FIFA tactics, where where it says ultra attacking, right? So he throws everyone up, but there's no ball progression in the middle of the pitch. No. So I did in my little thread. So the whole Declan Rice slander, there was a lot of it, right? Some of it was justified, but some of it actually wasn't, because basically what he did was he had McGinn, Shea Adams, and Dykes in a triangle around Declan Rice for the whole game. Yep. And basically, whenever Declan Rice got the ball, he was surrounded, right? Yeah. And then he pushed the fullbacks really high up the pitch. He pushed Calvin Phillips up the pitch. He pushed Mount up the pitch. So when Declan Rice got the ball, there was no outlet. There was no one for him to pass to.
No.
Right? And I'm just saying that. And I'm like, why is he doing that? Bring someone back to come and collect the ball, or or bring your fullbacks into like the half spaces to actually connect with him. Instead, he just pushed them up and isolated the two centre backs and Declan Rice. And then he didn't change it.
And then recycling it.
Shocking.
Recycling. Every time Declan had the ball, he had to recycle it. I've never seen Mings to have that many touches in a game.
It was shocking. Absolutely shocking.
The thing is for me, when you're watching it, do you know how deep Harry Kane was dropping? And I think we have to just admit that you either do the template of Tottenham where you have fast players around Harry and you tell Harry to stay up front, or you can't play, you don't play Harry at all, because Declan Rice is not that player that's going to ping 20, 30, 40 yards.
It's not his job. It's not his job.
He's not that player. You've got Calvin Phillips who potentially could do it, but then he's not. And that's where I think to myself, why did you just
pay Henderson then if he's fit? What is if you're gonna take off Harry Kane because he's not being effective as a number 9? Why don't you put on an actual number 9, Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Why are you putting Rashford in that number 9 position?
That was shocking.
Yeah,
he's been poo for us as a striker.
It's foolishness like this. Yeah, when you need creativity, you need actual cam, right? Mm-hmm. We have that in players like Jack Grealish. We have Phil Foden. We can put Foden in like a false 9 position. We have to. Why are you not doing stuff like this?
But the funny thing,
Jadon Sancho on the wings. You have the threat of Ben Chilwell, Reece James as backs as well. We've seen what they can do at Chelsea this season. Why are you not using this attacking threat? What the hell is wrong with you? If Maguire is fit, revert to a back three. Have him in the centre of that back three. Come on, Gareth, come on.
But even if you had Sancho, and you have Grealish in those positions,
this is how
it's going to have the same problems.
Their best 11. Yeah. But this guy's a fraud, mate. This guy's actually starting. This guy's starting mid-table Premier League players in his starting 11, right? We are 2 games in, about to play our 3rd game. This fraud doesn't know his best 11. We're done.
Crazy. It's crazy. The biggest thing that when I saw him, one of the craziest games this season where I absolutely lost the plot. I went ballistic because I never thought we're ever going to get a chance to play Liverpool at that stage in where they're just going through bad form and they're having bad injuries. And Ollie came out with a team where they played, first time ever, he played Pogba on the right wing and played Rashford up front. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I went ballistic, right? I was going absolutely bananas, right? And then I look at the game the other night. I'm like, you know what? How many times Sterling played for City has played as a false 9? Loads of times, right?
Yeah.
So what you doing? Put Rashford on the left, right? And the biggest thing is this, because Rashford has got different kind of pace to Grealish when they put Grealish on the left. One thing about Scotland, because of their wing backs and the way that the centre half either on the left-hand side or the right-hand side and their wing back were ganging up England, because all of the imagination was coming from wide. So they shut those doors, didn't they? So all you have to do for me is either take off Declan Rice and put Foden as the holding guy because he's got better ball possession, right? So Rice comes off, right? Then you put Grealish in the middle and Mount in the middle, right? Then you take off Kane, you put Sterling up front as the false nine, Rashford out wide. That's what you do. You keep Foden on. You keep Foden on, except we bring somebody else on for Sancho in the last 15 minutes. And they didn't do that because when they close the shot, when they close the doors out wide, you go through the middle, and you can with Grealish, with Mount, you can with Foden coming in. You know what I mean? And Rashford coming in. You can spot the runs, but they weren't doing that. They weren't posing any of the problems. Instead,
do you think he knows? Do you think he knows he has 5 substitutions he can use in the game?
He does know, but it's crazy. For me, it just seemed like the whole occasion got to him. The whole occasion got to he looked fussed. He just looked like he was just going through.
I think you're being nice to him. Do you know that? I think you're being really nice to him. When I say that, being nice, I think we have to, as critical as we are as all the managers worldwide, internationally, I think we have to just accept that he is not a tactician, and common sense isn't common. You know. Do you know? Yes, that game against Scotland, okay, for Southgate. You know, take my Scottish pride away. That should have been a textbook fixture for England. Get 3-4 goals and make a statement. You know, to say, look, we've arrived and stuff. But you know, because of his, he's not his. Let's just say his less of no say and know-how. You know, it was really like, it was stupid. You kept trying to go through the middle when there was a triangle of Gilmore, McGinn, and Armstrong, and I was just like, right, you are aware this isn't working, yet you're trying to force it. And what done it for me is when Harry Kane came so deep to get the ball, I just thought, yeah, you're not scoring here, mate. And the onus on you as the home nation, they were home, is to come out and play. And you looked at the bench. Come on, my goodness.
Yeah.
Look at the bench. And you're trying to tell me you couldn't come up with a little drawing to say, right, Rashford, right, Grealish, get on the ball, blah, blah. You brought Grealish on, but when we saw Grealish coming on, even the way he was getting ready, I think he knew, you know, this guy's just chucking me on. I don't think he wanted to come on. The way the game was going, you know.
Listen, Bobs. All I seen was the Scottish players on that side, on the left hand, Scott McTominay and your centre half looking at each other, and the wing back looking at each other, going, right, get the padlocks ready, lads. Get the padlocks ready. Set the alarm. That new alarm. Let's set that alarm.
Listen, the Romans built a wall to keep the angry Scots out, but I'll tell you what, the Scottish wall kept every Englishman out that game. Listen, I'm telling you.
Listen. You know, Ali McCoy said it. Ali McCoy's talking about when Souness was giving it large. That's the biggest thing about Souness giving it large, right? He's deluded anyway, but that's another matter. But he was giving it large. Ali McCoy comes out with a line for me. It's the line of the whole the commentators, the punditry, the line of the punditry of this tournament. He says, with the way Souness is talking, I'm ready to march on Carlisle. For me, when I heard that, I was like, yo, McCoy. And you know what, the way he said it with that voice, like he meant it. And you know what, the commentator didn't say a word. He's like, he thought man was serious.
you know
that face. And he thought the man was serious. All he had is silent. You didn't, for about half a minute, you didn't hear a word out of them. Listen, we've got to give some love. Listen, therapy. This is the United Real Therapy, right? We lose one draw, we come as a community, right? And we all have to give love, right? We have to give love. Here is TVK, Russian brother. He says, right, I'm off. You all have a good night. I'm going to cry myself to sleep. Maybe one day we'll reach the levels of 2008 Russian team who beat the Netherlands. Yes. Let me tell you something, bro. Your day will come. Footballing nations, but there has to be enough funding to regenerate grassroots football and to find the next amazing young players in Russia. And then you can do it. You're a superpower. You can do it. I have all the faith. You can do it. If enough of you football fans, if Russia kick off, I'm sure Putin can sort it out, man. You got all of these oligarchs with money, man. They want to know how to just give a bit of money. Let's start a football program in Russia. 140 million people. Start grassroots coaching, coaches. You know what I mean, to become better and to develop young players. And your day will come. Seriously, it will come. Anyway, one of you guys might have me on YouTube still, so you've got a window open with me on YouTube. Please, I got in a bit of a feedback, or it could be something else anyway. But Lambs, I'm gonna come to you. Give me some positivity now. We've dissected with an absolute Scottish man with his chest out. We have dissected everything that was wrong against everything that was wrong that England did against Scotland. Now the Czech Republic, we know the Czechs have at least three players that play in the Premier League or play in this country, and then they are quite dynamic. They went through a little bit of revolution, you know, where they went through a transition where they were getting rid of their old players, and now they've got young talent. This manager's working hard with them. You see what they did to Scotland. They've already scored the goal of the tournament. They're on a high. They drew against Croatia, and Croatia still, they might not be good, but they're still a team that went to the World Cup final. So I'm thinking positivity here now, Lambs. What does he need to do? Forget about what he is. We know what he is. He's a wallad, you know what I mean? But we need to know what players that can do a job against the Czechs tomorrow. Even though now England are qualified. England have officially qualified.
Yeah. Yeah. Not really too sure. I think the logic kind of goes down to kind of goal difference, and I guess the amount of points that no matter what, I think they've worked out the possibility that even though no matter what results turn out, England can still qualify at least second. I think the whole first place is still to be determined, obviously, given depending on the results after the Czech Republic game. But if he wants to go in a different way, he has to revert to a more attacking-minded formation, attacking-minded players, like utilize those attacking players in that squad, like be brave. But we all know that he's not. He's been so. And again, I don't want to take it back to. I don't want to give us PTSD from the Premier League, but you know, under Lampard era, under Oli era, they were very scared. You know what I mean? They were very defensive minded. They were very like they didn't really want to take a risk. And I feel like I see a lot of those attributes in the Southgate England team as well. He's very scared. He doesn't want to take risks. He's more defensive minded, trying to see if he can get maybe 1 or 2 goals on a counter attack and just shut up shop. Generally speaking, for the rest of the game. So it's a real negative type of mentality. And I think that's a big thing, mentality. And that's what needs to change coming into this game. And you are going to get that by putting in and starting the team with more attacking minded players, because you need to try and get goals. So, you know, I know people have been raving on about it, saying it literally since the tournament kicked off. But yeah, you're going to have to start Grealish. Yes, you're going to have to start Sancho. Yes, you're going to have to, like, you know, start Foden and Kane and, you know, think about Chilwell, Shaw, or Reece James as like, you know, as wing backs, you know, as a more attacking, you know, in a more attacking style rather than defensive, which is what Southgate predominantly plays them in. You need to start thinking about what's going down the middle. You're going to put Mason Mount in. You're going to put Jude Bellingham in that holding midfield role. You're going to put him alongside of Calvin Phillips because they're different players. You're going to put a more experienced figurehead in terms of Jordan Henderson. What's Harry Maguire saying? Is he fit? Is he ready? If he is, put him in. Like, try and play with wing backs. We actually, for the first time in a long time, England have the squad. They have the depth of players to play in that Tuchel system. Play 3 at the back with wing backs. If Harry Maguire's fit, put him in that centre. Put him alongside a Stones and, like, I don't know, a Mings maybe, possibly a Ben White. I'm not too sure. But be attacking minded. Be brave. And this is what Southgate isn't. But this is what I personally would like to see. This is what guarantees England the win, in my opinion, to be honest.
You know what Stephen just wrote? You can blame Southgate as much as you like, but there are levels to it. some of those players against Scotland look scared, and that's not Southgate's fault. What do you say to that, Rachel?
I don't think they look scared, to be honest with you. I just don't think they knew what they were doing.
The whole emotion, Scotland, England in a competition, the oldest game in football. Do you think they got carried away with the media? Because these young players are checking, you know what I mean? They're checking social media. They're watching what's going on, all of the build-up, all of the hype. Do you think they might have got caught up in the hype?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I just when I was watching England play, it just looked like it was very unorganized. It looked like a very scattergun approach. Like the team didn't look like there was any synergy between the players, which is funny because some of those players played quite well against Croatia as well. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a mentality thing, to be honest with you. I just think honestly, I just think they're just not that good.
The way they're set up.
Yeah, I just don't think they're that good as a team. There's some very good individuals in there, but there's more to it. But there are teams that have won titles that maybe on paper individually those players don't look particularly great, but they work together as a team. I think that's something that England have always lacked. Even when they had their so-called golden generation, they had all those great players, but as a team they were poo. So
it's really interesting. You know what? It's really, really interesting for me. And here Timothy Love just literally laying into England, right? He says it will never come home. Will people like Gary Neville, Southgate, Prince William running things? Brits aren't good at football at all. Bro, where are you from, man? We want to know where you're from, Timothy Love. Timothy Love sounds like he's in America with the way he's calling us Brits, you know what I mean? There we go. Anyway, Nicky Bott is to say, listen, Nicky Bott, Internet Against the World, and man like Khalees Ramsey and Lancey are the two reporters of the United Real Therapy. So these man's always getting bits of the net, what's been happening, what's on the blogs out there, and he says, Nicky Bott, quote, John Mater, question mark. A lot of things have happened behind closed doors. The truth always comes out. Declan Rice, question mark. He's not even better than Mocktober. I'm like, what is he been watching? I'm like, Nicky.
Oh, I'm so glad he left the club.
United.
Fuck him, honestly.
Big up my Julie here. Big up my Julie. Harry Kane isn't getting enough service. We need Sancho and Grealish to start. To me, you know what? I want to bring something to your attention, okay? I want to bring something to your attention. Obviously, the golden boy, because of his performances, because of the way he plays, because he runs Tottenham, you know what I mean? Kane runs Tottenham, and now he wants to leave Tottenham, yeah? But imagine if it was Sterling or Rashford putting a performances like that, the way that the two performances have been against Croatia and Scotland. Do you think there would even be any argument whether to drop Sterling or Rashford or any other player of colour? Do you think there is some bias there? I'm just asking the question out.
I think Sterling needs to be dropped, to be honest, not because of anything to do with race, because it's clear that he's just not as potent enough as we need.
I don't mean in terms of race. What I mean is that do white players in the England team get it easier from the press? Do they get it easier in the press? That's my question.
They've got the complexion for protection.
100%. Can you think about it? Like I've never seen anybody's hairstyle, a new trim, whatever. That's as much as I've seen Phil Foden has in the past. Do you remember every time Pogba used to get a new trim? Like my man used to get absolutely dragged through the press. But what's the difference? What's actually happened? Do you know what I mean? It's so crazy.
Harry Kane done an interview with Gary Neville and said he wanted to leave, and he said, I think they could get 100 million. He even gave his price and said, I think they can get 100 million. Pogba said he wanted a new challenge. It's all about the complexion for protection.
Yeah.
It's a racket, isn't it? It's a racket. It's a mafia, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see the article that came out from The Sun about Calvin Phillips? Obviously, like they referred to his Jamaican father and his Irish basically trying to emphasize the fact that, oh, listen, you're not really one of us. You're not really English. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Irish mom sleeps on the couch. Your Jamaican dad's in prison.
Ridiculous. Disgusting.
It tilts me.
But yeah, he gave a man of the match performance.
Big up Kaya Lewis. We got Kaya Lewis in our South African brother. Big up. We got here. He says, to be fair to Southgate, England now hold the record for the most 0-0 in a major tournament. Equals 17. So this is a long-running theme. Trust me. 17? Yeah, 17. Yeah. Equals 17. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's actually just that's embarrassing.
Is that, you know what? Actually, that makes sense. That makes sense. That really can.
Exactly. So it's absolute madness out here. It's absolute madness.
That's your national team, you know.
Yeah, trust me.
It's coming.
Yeah, listen. Do you know what it is? It's probably because I spoke the truth. It was too much. It was too much.
People can't handle it. Hey, mods, take care of it. Mods, take care of this. Take care of this, people. Take care of this because they can't. People can't. You know what I mean? They can't cope in it. They can't cope. Whoa! Oh, we bought him from the. Listen, we bought him back. He's TVK. Thank you so much. I've never had anyone from the West Coast and give so much hope for my nation because usually people just accuse us of taking drugs. I've never met anyone like you. Yo, the love is real, man. Listen, we never hold anybody what the governments do. I'm always about love and people, and that's what football can do. Football has taught me that. It's about the people of that country, man. What the ruling class do ain't nothing to do with the people in that country, man. And that people for me, I've been in Moscow. I love the tube stations. Before I came to the UK as a kid, I remember my uncle taking me down. I remember me looking up at the sky and seeing the tubes and going, "Ras, this place is amazing." So big up to all
Ras as a kid.
Just take what's happened for tonight, like as from tonight as an example. Denmark, in the start of this tournament, the Denmark fans, the players, the supporters, the nation, even the Finland players and their supporters, and the rest of us watching, you know, as football supporters of the game, had to witness a very, very, very disturbing event. People almost witness somebody lose their life. Do you know what I mean? And something like that can traumatize people. Like, in fact, I'm not surprised that they lost that game. I'm not surprised they missed that penalty because that's crazy asking somebody to perform when you just witness something as crazy and as traumatizing as that, to be honest. And you had to literally band together and try and like shield this guy's privacy and try and make sure that he stayed alive. And the fact that they managed to come back to that same ground, knowing that this was their last chance, their last opportunity to try and qualify, to make it through for this guy. We literally just saw what football can do, what an event, what a tragedy, what people coming together when something horrible has happened, to come together and fight back and respond like that. We've just seen that in person. What a beautiful thing to see. I think even people who, you know, aren't Danish, aren't from Denmark, are probably watching that, like bigging up Denmark and wanting them to go far and supporting them, because that was amazing to see, beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Listen, that's what I'm saying to you. And you know where we go. TVK's getting bare love in the comments here. We got you, Therapy Army, stick together. That's why I like Ramadine Lassie. There we go. The Russians are one of the most friendliest folks out here. So Finland, brother, giving love to Russian, brother. That's what I'm talking about, people. That's what I'm talking about, man.
This is progression, people, right here. This is progression.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
The revolution will be televised.
Trust me. Hey, listen, I hear what the brother's saying, but I'll never forget what they done to Reggie Yates, boy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know that, bro. But you know what? We can't ever lump certain things that the BBC edit out, you know what I mean? And you know, the whole Western kind of like framing of things like China and Russia, it's all mad, bro. Like the way they frame certain things and try to show things. Of course, just like you, brother, I was scared for Reggie when Reggie was out there. But you know what? There's parts of Russia where people are just people like me and you, bro. You know what I mean? They're just getting on with it. So I just know that. Because I met bare Russians in my life, and I know that they're just human beings just like us. So any Muppets, any bad people exist in their society, like bad people exist here, you know what I mean, and all over the world, man, and in any country. But we always keep love, always show love. But talk to me, right, Bobby? I'm gonna come to you now, and I'm gonna ask you how. I know, just put yourself. I know it's gonna be difficult. Close your eyes first of all. Close your eyes. This is a moment. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Right now, think of yourself as an England fan. Super frustrated after watching the Scotland. I know that's hard. Close your eyes. Hear me out.
Oh no.
Even, you know, actually, that might be too hard for you.
Do we all have to do that?
As a lover of football, I can't do that to him. I can't get him to imagine he's an England fan. You know what? I can't. He won't sleep for a week. So what I'm going to say to you, as a football fan, objective football fan, looking at that top game tomorrow, forgetting about the rivalries England-Scotland, you're looking at it thinking, this is where England win the game because your team played against Czech and actually made 4 or 5 brilliant chances. So where do you think England can hurt Czech tomorrow?
If I'm honest with you, I think if England can play their midfielders that are good at retaining possession, as in like football retention, so like possession, you get the balls, you can keep it, but you need. Because I remember Czech Republic have played well. You know, they gave a great account of themselves, and you know, the old saying goes, you can only beat what's in front of you. And England need to be fearless. They need to let Shaw go forward. They need to let Reece James go forward. They need to let these. Do you know what? This is what Southgate needs to do. The reasons why he's picked these players, he needs to now let them go and play. You know. Let Reece James get the ball, whip the ball, and let Mount go for a dribble and stuff. You know, let the shackles off. And I think you need to overrun them in midfield because Czech Republic are quite compact. You know, they've got an outlet in Schick, who's got an eye for a goal. The Scots very well know this. And the thing I would say is probably midfield. You need creativity. In any game of football, you need creativity, Nuruddin. And I think that's where the English fan base is frustrated because you see Grealish. You know, Grealish kept Aston Villa up. Anyone who tells you different is a liar. You know, he single-handedly kept him up. He's a great football player, but he's a creative player and he's fearless. And he's not, what's the word? He's not conservative. He's not reserved. He'll try something, you know, and he can get you a goal.
Yeah, exactly. From nothing, a penalty. I think. Free kick. Yeah. You
need to put as many creative players on the park, and you'll see Harry Kane score.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Obviously, Mount is missing now. Mount is missing. Chilwell is missing now because they have to isolate. And obviously, for me, Mount can't play. So who do we put in that field? Going to you, Rachel. Who do England have in that midfield? Do you think they go for playing Foden through the middle, right next to either Phillips? I think Phillips. I don't think Declan. He's going to play them both, but Declan and Phillips. But I think one of them, England need to go for this and to show something and warn other teams. Because if they
does anybody know the situation with Henderson at all?
So basically,
Henderson, no idea.
He's just there to play cards. He's there to play 21, blackjack. You know,
he does tricks. That's what Roy Keane said. The man does tricks. Man's doing tricks. Listen, by the way, Lambs, your boy Christian Andreas Christensen is getting bare love in the comments. Man like M22's entered the fray and is giving him bare love. Danish Maldini.
I've never seen him hit a goal like that for Chelsea ever. I was just like when I saw that goal going from Denmark, I was just like, wow, what a goal. I thought, do you know what? I thought it was the same guy that scored the first goal, Damsgaard, but then I realized, wait, hold on, I think they substituted him at this point. And then I was just like, wait, who scored that? And then the camera zoomed on Christensen. I was like, whoa!
Exactly.
Christensen, is that you? You can hit them like that. I want to see it at Chelsea, mate. I want to see it at Chelsea.
Yeah. So for me, tomorrow England have to get creativity. I think Bellingham needs to play because you never know. You know what I mean? It takes a squad to win a championship, bro. It doesn't take just the first 11. And I think he has to freshen it up tomorrow, 100%. I think he already came out and said Harry Kane's definitely starting. So Harry Kane's starting.
What does that tell you? If Bellingham's coming on before Henderson's not fit. Henderson's not kicking a ball this tournament. I'm telling you that right now. If Jude Bellingham is coming on before Henderson,
I'd rather see Bellingham in there, to be honest.
Oh yeah, he's a bit. Look, he's a bad boy.
Merit, then Rice needs to be dropped immediately.
Yeah.
Lambs, are you sure? Listen, Chelsea are paying 90 million. You know that Rice is going to be your player.
Nuruddin, I swear, if we drop 90 million for Declan Rice, yeah. Just name me something mad, yeah? Name me something that I would never do. I will never do. I will do it. I will do it.
You know what you're gonna do?
Oh, don't tempt the commenters.
Listen, you're gonna go and start a riot. You're gonna start a riot.
They might say start a video. Who knows?
Yeah, none of that. Lamb's only fans.
Yeah, let's keep it PG in Universal.
Yeah, we keep it PG. Listen, this is diet therapy, man.
Universal. That's what I mean. Yeah, don't go overboard.
No. Dye your hair blonde.
I'm talking more of along the lines of, I don't know, wearing like a rival shirt or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it PG, guys. Let's keep
Bleach
it
your hair.
Okay?
No, I said about bleaching the hair. You know what you can do? You know what you're gonna do, Lambs? You're gonna go in when he signs and tell him in the areas he needs to improve on. You're going as posting as a journalist and telling him, listen, I'm a Chelsea fan, right? This at the end of the question. Say, listen, I watched you for England. I don't think you're all that. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Show me. You know what I mean? And I think he's the kind of guy that might think, you know what? I'm gonna prove her wrong. I'm gonna prove her wrong.
I still don't think he's not worth 90 million. I would not pay for him more than Ben Chilwell, to be honest.
You know what that's called? That's called the British bonus.
Yeah, I would even pay for
that's an insane amount of money for a midfielder.
It's mad. That British tax is actually mad.
Brexit. That's a Brexit tax, that. Brexit tax. But listen, we're going to come on to a bit of your clubs, actually. We're going to come on to a little bit. I did say we're going to talk about a little bit of Man United news. So obviously the news is all coming out. I mean, the statement
hold on,
breaking news.
Obviously true. Wait, this comment, nobody's ever going to admit that Lampard and Gerrard are like sort of on similar levels. None of them are better than Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes is literally levels.
You know what, yeah? I'll
people in the comments.
This is how you know which is better, right? Lampard, okay, couldn't alter his game, so he went to City, okay? Gerrard couldn't alter his game, he went to MLS. Scholes altered his game, came back and won the Premier League.
Retired. Remember
retired, yeah.
It's not even that. Lampard and Gerrard couldn't play together, but Scholes could play with either one of them in midfield.
That just shows you. Levels.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
You know what? The thing about it, Lambs and people are sleeping on Lambs and Rachel, and they're sleeping on this. Yo, when you come to the United therapy, it is a game analysis, punditry. This is what you get. So you think now, coming out for it as a United fan, Kaya Lewis, and say Lambs, admit that Scholes is better. Listen, she already knows. She knows already. This is what I'm talking about. There's levels and there's levels.
Listen, I really went on like a stream on GNA TV, like against my own fans, my own Chelsea fans, there was a certain somebody who tried to say that Mason Mount is on the same level as Paul Scholes. I'd had a few, but like even after having a few drinks, I was just like, what? I couldn't believe what I was hearing and I absolutely lost it. I was like, how on earth can you say that with your whole chest? Are you like, do you understand what Paul Scholes has achieved? Comparing it to a guy who at this point, we hadn't won the Champions League, so he hasn't won anything yet. Yeah. So I was just like, how can you say this about this guy? And even now, he's won a Champions League, but he's still nowhere near those levels. Nowhere near.
Bobby Robson said it best. Your bread and butter is your domestic league. Win your domestic league, and then you can be talked about in the land. Until you do that, I'm sorry. You know, Paul Scholes. Listen.
Don't get it twisted. I think Mount, out of the young players, he's one of the most dedicated to his profession. You can see.
Yeah, 100%.
It's improved. You've got levels, but Scholes, for me, there's certain things that you can't coach in a player. You can't. Yep. He had that radar. Some people have it and they don't have it. I mean, the kid was asthmatic when he was a kid. They told him, you're too small. You know what I mean? But it was all technique. He was asthmatic. He had problems even with his vision towards the end, like at the end of his career. And through all of that, he still literally dominated games by the way he played, made us play. You know what I mean? That's my favorite.
I've never seen a player boss a midfield and dictate that play, spring some of those passes, spray some of those balls the way that Paul Scholes did. Like, the man was a conductor. He was a conductor. That's the word for it.
You know what? Listen, I said it on another stream. I said before there was Salt Bay,
there was
Scholes, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scholes.
Listen,
Scholes was dashing it out.
when they said to Zinedine Zidane, "What's it like being in the best midfielder in the world?" His reply was, "You need to ask Paul Scholes." Xavi and Iniesta, when they talk about who's the best player, Paul Scholes. In the La Masia, in the Barcelona academy, Paul Scholes. There's a chapter on Paul Scholes. They study Paul Scholes' game. The only Englishman they talk about is Paul Scholes. Xavi, Iniesta, Ronaldinho, Zidane, Pirlo all said he's the best midfielder. And you want to put Mason Mount because what he does 20 to 40 yard sprints. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. 20 to 40 yards.
No.
You know what though?
You know what? To me, I like him. I like Mason Mount. If they think Mason Mount is close to Scholes, they haven't watched football. Because I tell you what, and I've said this before, the level of the caliber of players is heavily diluted compared to when we had Figo, Zidane, Pirlo, because there was world-class players in loads of teams. You know, now we're just watching technical athletes. You know,
some of them aren't even technical. Let's be real.
Zidane was like 6'2". Do you know what I mean? Like a big guy doing what he was doing. Ronaldinho, come on.
Zidane was built like a cave. You know those cave people.
Zidane had that crazy presence, like airing as well. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Crazy. Listen, I'm gonna go to this. Here we go. Man City have made an official proposal to Spurs for Kane, 100 million guaranteed. Plus availability in players in the deal. Spurs have no intention to accept Fabrizio Romano. What do you think about that, guys?
I think that's just the start.
I'm going to be quick. Spurs are absolutely crazy to deny any player from City because that would instantly be an upgrade to their team. They are crazy. That plus money to, again, improve the squad with more players because they've got more money to do so is insane. At the end of the day, if a player does no longer want to play for you, you've lost him. Remember what happened with Christian Eriksen as well. And he wanted to go. He did not want to play for them anymore, and they kept him against his will. And we saw what happened. The same shit's going to happen with Harry Kane if you keep him against his will. And his value is going to continue to drop. So you're playing yourself. If you're talking about finances and business, if you want to talk about good business, then cash in while you can, because if the man that refuses to play for you, the value of your club is going to continue to drop and the value of the players again is going to decrease as well. So even when you eventually sell him off, because you're going to have to sell him off because he's not going to want to play for you, the same way Christian Eriksen did not want to play for you, what are you going to do then? Played yourself once again.
Lamb's getting love out here. Lamb's the real football expert. Tell them. Chelsea fan, innit? We got another Chelsea fan in here. Love Scholes, hate his punditry. His punditry is nowhere like he's playing.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's never done interviews, put it that way, from United as a player.
Trust me.
I just think, oh my goodness, I've lost the question. What was the question, Rudy? Jesus.
The question was about Harry Kane. Do you think...
so for Harry Kane, so look, I think this is just the start, you know. They've put in the bid now. And they'll probably say, listen, we know how football works. We know how agents, there will be personal deals will be agreed. They'll be like, I can get you this. This is just it starting now. And what will happen, City will just be like, look, it's now in your court, Harry, if you want to make this move happen. And then we'll see, as soon as England get knocked out, we'll start to see this getting ramped up. Harry Kane will be in for talks with Levy Bar, but Harry Kane then puts in a transfer request. Look, at the end of the day, Levy is already not liked. Okay, he might as well just sell him and then rebuild. You know, literally, if you can get a couple of City players, that improves your squad anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on,
Rachel. Get your view. Let's get your view. Kane to City, is it happening?
Probably. I know a lot of people are getting really upset about it and saying they basically won the Premier League, but I don't see it anyway. I don't think it's. I think Chelsea are in a good place to sort of compete with them. But in terms of Tottenham's point of view, I've sent out a tweet that Tottenham should be all over this, getting cash for Harry Kane, a player that wants to leave, and then bringing in a title winner. So, like for example, their defense is a shambles, right? Let's not even speak about their defense, like the actual defenders themselves. Bringing in Laporte would be great for them. Bringing in Sterling, like another attacker, is pretty decent for them as well. The only thing, I think Wendy Grant actually said it to me as well, because I big up her because she always speaks sense, to be fair. She did say that maybe they're waiting for the Tottenham to bring in a manager first so that he can decide which player that they'd actually want, which is fair enough though. But Gabriel Jesus, that's the only one I think Tottenham should decline. If I'm honest with you, I don't think he's very good.
To be fair though, Rachel, they don't have a recognised striker when he leaves. Listen, Gabriel Jesus, for all his faults,
he's not a striker.
He's not a striker, but you know what? I'll be honest with you, he can. He's.
I think he's a player. I think he's really attributes.
You know, I just think Tottenham need to realise that. You know, I think Tottenham need to actually just take a breather and just be like, listen, mate.
We're Tottenham.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And do you know? And it's not to disrespect to them, but like, how dare they say 100 million for Harry Kane? And look, I'm not being funny, but the longer his goal drought for England in this tournament,
exactly.
Goes down.
On the last two, on the last two showings, you're like, what, 100 million? I mean,
That's why I don't know if you saw the video I put up, right? When they were talking about, like, you know, when Scott Brown was like, yeah, you know, we failed to hold them. This is Harry Kane. Harry Kane basically said, yeah, 100 million, and then Gary's like, maybe 200 million. Right. Listen, mate, flipping Grant Hanley of Blackburn, mate, you couldn't get any change out of him. And Scott McTominay at centre-back, and you're trying to tell me 200 million? Get out of here, mate. You know what I mean? You're, as we say in Scotland, mate, get off the Billy Weir. You know what I mean? Get off the Billy Weir.
Listen, we got some quote here from Mickey Jr. So it says here, Man United scouts are awaiting the confirmation from the CAF to travel to Egypt. I think that's the African. I think is it the Confederation?
Confederation Africans League, the African Nation part, basically. African
Nations, to travel to Egypt to watch Al Ahly defensive midfielder Aliou Dieng, 23, when he faces ES Tunis in the Champions League, in the semi-final. Well, if the Man United are scouting African players or in players who play in Africa, it don't.
Yeah, but then we all know what it takes. Like sometimes you might not be able to get a permit though. So why are we going through all of that?
It's crazy, bro. Listen, they're making up as they go along, bro. They're making up as they go along. But anyway, here we go. Listen, TVK was down and out before he wanted to go to bed. He stayed with a stream, and he's like, "Thank you guys. I'm so happy because I've realized that life goes on and that tomorrow is a new day. No point thinking about the past." That's it. Man. Get another beer while you're there. Get another beer, but only one more. Not three, not four. One more beer, and then that's it. That's a toast to that. We toast to that. Tomorrow is another day, and like you said, your nation will rise again. Your nation, in terms of football, they will rise again. Yes, Kobe. Big up Kobe. Man like Kobe. Yo, Timothy is going for it. He's saying how Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Patrice Lumumba, John P. Magufuli are all dead, but the Queen Elizabeth is still alive and kicking.
That's a really good question, Timothy. That's a really good question, mate. How has this one woman outlived 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I can't.
Yo, because you know what? She's protected. She's part of the protection racket. That's why. Protection racket. That's what she's part of.
The farm. You heard that?
That's too funny.
Yo, that's what they're calling it. That's what they literally could. Can you imagine that when Prince Harry said the firm? I was like, yo, is this jokes? He's like, no, they called the firm. This
sounds like West Ham away. Do you know what I mean?
It's absolutely mad. Anyway, guys, we already seen breaking news. Manchester, Borussia Dortmund as a club have put a little paint on the big walls around their stadium. Manchester United will follow suit. Breaking news, Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund are still football clubs. You know what I mean? Breaking news, Manchester United and Dortmund know about each other. One of them is in England, the other one is in Germany. Breaking news, Manchester United and Dortmund, nothing. like, you know what? It's just every day I wake up, every day. Big up to the foot. What do you call it? The foot. Yeah, I can never say the name properly because it confuses me. The X confuses me. Your channel, Rachel. Your channel.
Oh, the first
Say that again.
The first XI.
The first XI, the brother there, he put out a tweet saying, you know, Man United tomorrow's another day. And it made me think about these things. So for me, I'm not following that. And today I put up another thing and think Glazers out. It's never about the transfers. It's about them killing our club. It's never about the transfers. It's about them killing our club. You know what? There we go. Julie's giving him some juice. You know, we got Ollie juice in it on this channel again. TBA, have some Ollie juice and relax. And the Ollie juice means, yo, there we go. Some of that juice. Some of that. Lambs is sending you. Is it white, Lambs? Is it white? White wine?
It is indeed. It's a Pinot.
Pinot is a Pinot, people. It's a Pinot. She's a little Pinot. I know nothing about alcohol, by the way. As a herbal teetotal person, I know nothing about alcohol, but I know about Pinot. Because I can't say the last part of the name of the wine, I can't say it. So I can only, is that a Pinot? When I get my friends to drink, Pinot, is it?
Is that Pinot?
Is that a Pinot? But anyway, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've had fun, I've had jokes. I am always internally grateful to Lambs, to Rachel, to Bits and Bobs, to all of you interacting in the comments. This is what it's about. Tonight, we've made a brother from Russia, made him when he wanted to just get off the stream, but we made him stay because he felt welcomed. And that is what it's about. That is the power and the beauty of football, people. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. All around the world, people are struggling with all sorts of things, with whatever's going on in the nation. We never judge anybody of any nation by what their ruling elite do. And we never get buy into any propaganda about any place in the world, people. It is all love. We are all connected. All human beings and sentient beings are all connected. We are all connected, people. And that's the thing we need to remember. We are all love, 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 love. So let the people know where they can catch you, people. Come on. Let the people know where they can catch you. So here we go. Let the people know where they can catch you, people. Starting with Bits and Bobs.
Yeah, listen, Bits and Bobs on YouTube, at Bits and Bobs on Twitter. Literally, yeah, I'll be coming back to make some content. Obviously, if Scotland win the Euros, there'll be content every day. But we know that's not going to happen. But yeah, Nuruddin, thanks for replying, man. So yeah, good to be on.
Bro, listen, trust me. You know what? I'm going to add you to the WhatsApp group, and you know I need to get your numbers as well, Rachel and Lambs. And Lambs, before we ask that question, did you have a good time up north, Archie? Was it all right? Did you have all right?
Oh my God, I love Manchester. Everyone's so nice and kind. But do you know what? Next time, like when I do come up, I'm gonna like try and come for a little bit longer as well. Obviously, I come because I just had like a shoot to kind of do, so didn't spend as much time in Manchester. But next time, I will come. I will spend a lot more time because I want to like explore the city, man. It seems really nice as well.
Happy to show you around.
Yeah, it did seem quite nice. And I was like, I wish I had like more time to really like deep explore it. People
Listen, I told you all, man. Anytime you want a place to stay, you know where to hit me up. Any of you, welcome. Yeah, welcome, man. Seriously, we'll hire a bike because I'm a cyclist. I'll take you out, and if you're not confident on the bike, you'll be all right. I'll be helping. You know what I mean? We're getting out on the bike, people. Getting out on the bike, and that's the best way, especially in the summer and spring. If you want to get to know Manchester, bike is the best way to get to know Manchester. But let them know where they can find you, Lambs.
Yes. So my YouTube channel is Lambs Reacts. On Twitter as well. So it's almost my 1 month anniversary, guys, on Twitter. That is also Lambs Reacts. So you can find me there as well. On Instagram, which is my main kind of source of social media, it's at Lami Elmed as well. And you can find me on GNA TV. You can find me on First 11 with Rachel for the Offside Rule. You can find me on Night Vibes on the Terrace.
I love that show, by the way. I love that show. That's one of my favorite shows. The Offside Rule. Yo, it gives me bare jokes. I'm cycling, and you know what? I'm cycling, and I've got my headphones on. And I'm just like bursting out laughing, like, and I'm not even saying something. I can just insinuate what you guys are doing, how mad it's going. So it's just bare jokes. But how did the job go in Manchester? Did you have a good shoot, Lambs?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I have to say, like, it was a bit intense in some parts, and like in the beginning, I was a little bit like I was tired because I woke up so because I was supposed to go up the day before, but I was so like behind and preparing everything I needed to do, and I was just like so tired, and I was like, I still kind of want to watch this game. I don't really want to be like traveling in distress and like you know, internet connections kind of out, and me like missing this game that everyone's going to be talking about. I really wanted to watch it, so I just left really early at like 6 a.m. the next day on Saturday anyway. So yeah, it was cool. Actually, you know, I ran into Aaron actually at the station as well, like because he was heading to London for the watch along on Dun Rubbish. I was obviously coming into Manchester, so they actually like crossed paths at the station for like a bit.
That's madness. That's love. That's love. Rachel, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Devil's Avocado, and you can find me on the First XI. We've actually got some new sort of podcasts coming through. We're going to be doing specific podcasts for different teams, so probably the top 6, which doesn't include Tottenham, according to Indiana, is going to be Leicester instead. So we're going to have a Leicester panel. So it's going to be you know, City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, and Arsenal.
Relegated, mate. You've just absolutely relegated them just like that.
Trust no Spurs. It's all about the proper big teams.
Big shout out to Michael Schumacher. He woke up.
Oh,
did he?
Breaking news! Yeah.
Oh, that's insane! I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Wow. 6 years. He woke up and it was his wife. He recognized as soon as he woke up, he saw his wife. And
that's amazing.
6 years, man. 6 years.
That's actually crazy. I honestly cannot believe that. Like Guys, miracles are happening right now.
It was a skiing accident, wasn't it? It was a skiing accident.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm like, you know, miss me out with that. First of all, I like all that. Miss me out with that, mate. I ain't trying to kill myself. I've already had like 4 knee surgeries. Football's already ripped my knee. So listen, guys. If I ever go on a ski retreat, understand I'm gonna be in the lodge next to the fireplace with several of these, mate. About you think I'm gonna risk in my life, mate? You dumb? No.
None of that.
Listen, I'm Sanka from Cool Running.
There was an actress that did that, wasn't it?
Bob's, you're dead.
An American actress that lost their life. She fell. She did similar accident to my Schumacher, and she fell on her head on the rock.
Yeah.
And she passed away, didn't she? There was a woman. I think a US actress who did that. So for me, I'm just like, miss me out with that, man. I ain't trying to be like, I know what I'm good at. You know what I mean? I'm good at, and people are like, but it's so sunny. When these ski resorts, it's so sunny, it's hot. I'm like, yeah, but you ain't getting me no skateboard. You ain't getting me no skis. Ain't happening. My knees are ripped already. Why would I want to do that?
It's also a goddamn health hazard. Like even them lifts look sus as they look so sus.
Have you seen the video? The famous video that goes out where they all malfunctioning, yeah? When they all start.
Oh, yeah.
No, none of that.
You see, like
even my feet to be on the ground.
More reasons why I'm just not going to be encouraged to go and do that.
Yo, we big up. Listen, we send our love, and we're so happy for the Schumacher family, for his partner, for his children, for the rest of his family. And last up, his memory ain't too much, and that he remembers. Big up, absolutely big up to every one of you in the comments. And like we said, it's been a beautiful therapy session tonight. Tomorrow, England, the nation awaits, holds its breath. Even though now maybe we've qualified, maybe England will go and play a bit more relaxed. And then Czechs will have to come out and play. You know what I mean? The Czechs will have to come out and fight to make sure that they're, you know what I mean, they're through. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting. And I hope that the Scotland, I'm here and I'm wishing Scotland all the luck. I'm absolutely gutted that Billy Gilmore can't play tomorrow, but I hope Scotland do it. I hope they just put the nail on the hammer of Croatia. Because Croatia is still a team, they still got it. But let's hope that the enthusiasm, the energy that they got from that game, that moral victory, And to big up
I'm not gonna lie, just because.
Yeah. There you go. You know what? There you go. Windy's always right.
And a bit of their racist history, I prefer Scotland to win.
Exactly. You know, there we go. Windy Grant is always on fire, people. She said Liam Neeson's wife. Yes. Liam Neeson's wife. Yeah. So big up to everybody. Love to you all. And we always say, win, we lose, we draw, Glazers out. Glazers out. And we say it loud, we say it with our chest. Do not buy these shirts. Do not buy these shirts. We need to get rid of that structure, get rid of these owners. So please do not get giddy with your shirts. I don't care who you sign. We don't care who you sign. Apology not accepted. Glazers out. Lammy, Rachel, Bits and Bobs. It's been absolute pleasure to have you all here. Peace, love, light to everyone in the comments. Love. Take care, people. Look after yourselves. And see you next. Tomorrow night. We'll be doing it. And hopefully, guys, tomorrow night, fingers crossed, we'll be back here to go through Scotland. Especially Bob's. We might be celebrating Scotland finishing second. We might be celebrating that.
Listen, the fact that England needed other teams to help to qualify. It's an embarrassment.
See, he started on a bitter note and he's ending on a bitter note, but we love him still.